Hello friends, today we are going to talk my favourite sketchbook ever. Firstly, hello, if you don't already know me, my name is Seren. I'm an illustrator based in Cardiff, and did I mention this is my favourite sketchbook ever? So this sketchbook is a Hannah Muller watercolour book. It's got 200 GSM pages and a really nice light texture on the paper. I'll leave it and everything else I talk about linked in the description below. And here we have my first page. So I didn't work in this sketchbook in any particular order. I think this was one of the last pages that I did in the sketchbook. I'm also quite scared of the first page, so I'm glad I left this until last. So I started it in June 2021 and finished it in January 2022, but I technically finished it a lot earlier, but I just kind of like fiddled around with it for quite a while. These are some swatches of my washi tape that I made recently, and these mushrooms I actually painted for Peachtober, I think it was. You'll see a lot of frogs and fruit in this sketchbook. They're pretty much my favourite things to paint. You'll also see a lot of pink and green, also my favourite colours. So this was actually the first page that I painted in the sketchbook, and my goal was to paint different things. I paint a lot of, well, like I said, frogs and chickens. This was actually the first snake that I'd ever painted, and I'd never really painted flowers before, so this sketchbook was a place to practice flowers and animals that, yeah, I wouldn't normally paint. See, there's a lot of pink and green. Underneath I messed up the mushroom, so I just stuck a little test print on top, and this beetroot is also a test print that I cut out and just stuck on to fill the blankness. You'll also notice that I use a lot of watercolour and gouache, or gouache, I don't know how you say it, but those are my two favourite mediums and the mediums that I want to use. I really don't like acrylic paints. I've never tried oils. I'm not really into coloured pencils, so so yeah, this sketchbook is pretty much just filled with watercolour illustrations. I'm sorry if the light keeps going in and out. I thought it was going to be a nice sunny day, but obviously not. It's a bit cloudy now. But anyway, this was also one of the first pages that I painted in the sketchbook, and the first time I painted oranges, and since then I've just not stopped painting fruit, to be honest. Like here, there's yet another pear. You'll see a lot of pears in this sketchbook. I think this pond is actually one of the only environments that I painted in here. I'm not really into painting like backgrounds or anything, as you all see. This bird was in entirely gouache, and I think it's so cute. It's got a really cute little face. I think this is the only landscape within this sketchbook. I just have fallen out of love of painting landscapes. I used to really enjoy it, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll get back into landscapes soon, but I think the colours in this one really put me off. Like the green is just not, it's not it. It's not olivey enough for me. I really like olive greens. I think this was the first time that I painted like peaches and blueberries, and I really love this blueberry, how it turned out. I really love the depth in it. And poppies. I really like painting poppies too. Yeah, I don't show this page or talk about this page at all because what is this? I don't know why I did that. I thought it would be a good idea in my head, but yeah, I don't like that. I think the geese are pretty cute though. And I really love the colours on this page. I really love pinks with the blue and greens. I think this just works nicely together. And I also really love these little birds. I think again their faces are just so sweet. They look really cute and innocent. And some lizards. And I find this page quite funny because I painted it just literally using up the paint that was left on my palette, and I took about 20 minutes or so just painting these, and I didn't really like it or like how it turned out, but I posted it on Instagram, and I think it's one of my most liked posts of my sketchbook spreads, which is funny because obviously I didn't really like it at the time, but after a couple of weeks it really grew on me and I really liked it, and I actually ended up using those mushrooms for my washi tapes, and also obviously painted them again here towards the end of the sketchbook. Again, I just love the colours here. The turquoise and green and then the pink. I just love these colours. This was another page that I wasn't really fussed on when I first painted it. I think the colours were a little bit too like pale and soft for me. Looking back, I quite like it. I think that's the only moth that I painted in here, which is unusual because I used to really love painting moths. There's a page that went a little bit wrong, but I do really like the... what's it called? I was going to call it a dandelion then. Oh my gosh, the name has completely escaped me. Dragonfly. Oh my gosh, that took way too long. But I really like the dragonfly. I didn't like the bird, and I don't know why I painted the stalks of these flowers, cone flowers, purple. But anyway, it was a learning curve at least. Here's a plant. A house plant. I think it's a Calathea ornata or something, or maybe a pinstripe one. I'm not too sure, but I just painted some leaves. And this was a succulent, and again this is just a little test print of some beetroot that I just cut out and stuck there to fill the empty space. I really like the colours in this orchid, and I think the purple stalk actually works with these flowers. And some toads, plenty of toads in here. This was a page that I really enjoyed painting. It was some flowers that I saw when I visited Kew Gardens in London, and it's funny because this page didn't really go down well on Instagram, but I personally really liked it. But you know, Instagram's a funny one, isn't it? Some little colourful birds. I love the colours in these, the blue and pinks. I think that one's my favourite though. And I think these are my favourite tree frogs that I've painted. It's actually a print in my shop, and I also love this thing. It's like a squashed frog, but cute. Here are the actual paintings of the beetroots and strawberries. I really struggle with painting strawberries. I don't know what it is, but I can never get them right. I think it's like the depth in them, and you'll probably notice that I don't use a lot of red, so I try to use pink to paint my strawberries. It doesn't really work. Strawberries are something that I want to work on. And here is just some little tiny paintings that I stuck in. I think this was just watercolour and some coloured pencil. Quite an autumnal page. I tried again to paint the deer. I don't quite know what it is about deers, but I just can't get them quite right. It's the same with all fluffy animals, I think. The same with the foxes. And a page of pumpkins, because I absolutely love pumpkins. And I also love chickens and mushrooms, but I did feel really awful after painting this page. I think because chickens and mushrooms, and I just kept thinking about chicken and mushroom pie, and I'm vegetarian, so I felt just really really guilty about it. But yeah, I really do like the textures in these two chickens and mushrooms. And this was just a little apple branch that I painted and stuck in. Some flowers. I was feeling really rusty painting this, and you can kind of tell that I wasn't quite with it because it's just not, it's not bold enough for my liking, but yeah, nonetheless, some practice anyway. Another chicken, a radish and some blackberries. I think the colour's a little bit too pale on this, and I was kind of like giving up at this point. We're kind of at the end of the sketchbook, and I drew out a rose and I was gonna paint it, and then I just couldn't be bothered. And lastly, the snake. This was the most recent thing I painted, just like a couple of weeks ago, and a postcard of the snake. And right at the end of the sketchbook, I've stuck in all of the stickers that I made from artwork that I painted inside this sketchbook, and I think it's nice to keep like a little memory of what I've painted and made from these drawings. And if you like any of these, they're all in my shop currently, and I will leave my shop linked down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my art, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also you can follow me over on Instagram. I will leave that link down below. And if you really loved my art, I actually have sketchbook postcard sets available on my website and over on Etsy, so I'll also leave those linked down below as well. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you again soon. Bye bye!